Welcome to today's video. We're covering Bitcoin, if it can actually break those all-time highs. Are we going to run up to 100,000, 200,000? I mean, I'm going to be real with you guys. Anything can happen. We have off-chain data. We're going to be looking at the charts, key levels that we need to look out for, and where it can kind of play out. We need to see some massive volume start to step in. Since we have that big price action from Bitcoin, we need to see a lot of volume start to take over and for the move higher. And as we know, if Bitcoin pulls up and absolutely rips the upside, the altcoins will usually follow. It usually goes from Bitcoin into large cap cryptos like Ethereum, and then into mid cap, and then to low cap. So we're going to see that transfer over into these altcoins as Bitcoin is moving higher. I'm going to give you a few price targets for Bitcoin, and then also some price targets I have for some other coins, what other coins I'm investing in them. Again, I'm not going to cover those coins too much because this is a crypto market update for Bitcoin only, but I'm just going to go over some potential coins that I like at the very end. So make sure to stay to the very end if you do want to see those coins. Anyways, let's jump straight to the charts. We're going to start out on the monthly time frame for Bitcoin just to really look at the overall market. We have 20 days left in this candle, and it's absolutely massive compared to the previous. Now we have very light volume. You know, that's what I do not want to see. When we have light volume with a bigger spread, this is telling me that it could possibly be a fake move to the upside. Again, I am not trying to bullshit you guys. I'm not the kind of person that's going to tell you, oh, Bitcoin's going to 300,000. I'm not going to do that just for the likes or just for the comments. I'm going to be real with you guys and tell you exactly what's going on. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. It helps with the channel. We do Bitcoin updates weekly. We do lessons on Wednesdays. And I tell you what stocks I'm watching on Fridays and Saturdays for the next week. Anyways, I really don't like that decreasing volume, but let's go ahead and actually take a peek at our fib levels. We'll take it from the bottom to the top. We pull back right to that 61.8 or that OTE zone. Now, that is giving us a price target of around $100,000. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. Now, we could see a potential cup and handle, and I have a few key levels that we're going to talk about once I jump into shorter time frames. And a cup and handle, if we do see that happen, we take it from the lows to the highs. That also gives us a price target of around $100,000. Now, there's our two first signs of a price target for $100,000 if we do break that previous high of around $65,000. Now, let's go ahead and jump over to the weekly. So we have 6 days left on this candle, and what I don't want to see is what's called stopping volume. Now, stopping volume is when you have a small, like the spreads from open to close. It's usually a 3-bar candle pattern. So if we have a larger spread towards the bottom and then the spreads start to squeeze, but we have an increase in volume, since we have an increase in volume and the spreads are smaller, this is telling me that, okay, now sellers are entering the market. So if we stay like this candle, if Bitcoin doesn't move very much and stays green on the weekly, but if we have a higher volume than last week, that is telling me, okay, sellers are now entering the market at this key level or at around $60,000. People who bought down here and down here are looking to actually sell for a profit before it moves lower. But we still have 6 days left on this candle, so anything can happen. I do want to see, actually a break above the $60,000 level with increasing in volume. That would give me a good confirmation that, okay, we are going to potentially test those all-time highs and then break over in room to that $100,000 price target. Now, I have two key levels drawn up. I have that $50,000 level and that $60,000 level. We broke above that $50,000 level with not much resistance, slight resistance, but we broke through that pretty easily. I do want us to stay above this $50,000 level. We might consolidate between the $50,000 and $60,000 level, but if we do break that $60,000 level, we don't have much resistance until that all-time high. Now, what we might see is a potential selling climax. Again, this happens all the time. It's a pattern that I like to use, and that if you've been here for a while, you know that I like to use it, and you've probably picked up on it too. Let's say we have a nice candle. The spread's very small with a really long wick and high volume. Now, usually we see another pullback. It might not go this low. It might bounce off here, come up with another small spread with a high wick. Now, this could happen twice. It could happen 3 times. But this is telling me, okay, sellers, big sellers are selling it at $60,000 or in this level. So they're obviously selling right there for a good reason. Now, it could easily continue to come back down, so be wary about these selling climaxes. Now, let's go over and jump over to the stock to flow model. As you can see, the past bull runs, we've absolutely ripped to the upside above the stock to flow model, And we are still well below that level. Now, if we break above this previous level and pull up, we have a price target of around $100,000 to $200,000 using just the stock to flow model. But what I really like to look at is our Bitcoin active addresses. Seems like the Bitcoin's topping every single time the address gets back up to around 1.3 million. Now we are extremely low. We're sitting at around 90,000 addresses. So we could easily see this rip to the upside and continue to have more bullish movement for Bitcoin. This is on the daily chart. Let's go ahead and actually move to the weekly chart and see what happens. Again, boom, topped out 6.5 million active addresses. And we are well below that, sitting at 4.7 million. So I do expect Bitcoin to rip to the upside. We have a lot of room to the upside for active addresses. And if we look at that inverse head and shoulders pattern, that puts us right at that $60,000 level. And that fib retracement also puts us at our price target of around $100,000. So to me, Bitcoin's extremely bullish. The only thing that I'm going to be looking for on confirmation is increasing in volume. Now we have an increase in volume on today. 5 hours left. The worst thing that can happen today is if we pull back below $55,000. Pull back below $55,000, we have increasing volume, but with a really, really tight spread. That would tell me that we are definitely going to see a pullback. I want to test 50,000. If we come back, successfully retest 50,000 with the correct volume to candle spread, then we are going to continue to see this move higher. What I do not want to see is a double top, again, on the monthly. This would be considered a nice double top. We have 20 days left on this monthly candle with very light volume. The worst possible thing that we are going to see is this candle close below the all-time high with continuously low volume. That's telling me that, okay, buyers don't want to take it higher. When we have really high spread with low volume, it's usually a false move. On the hourly chart for Bitcoin, it kind of looks like we're forming a potential rising wedge. Now, that is an 80% chance of breaking to the downside, but it's about time Bitcoin pulls back just because we've just been ripping. Where could it come down to? I think we can come down to short term to around 56,000. Again, I don't want to close today below 55,000. So I would like to hold this $56,000 level for today. Jump over to the daily. Again, if we see this hold 55,000 and get increasing in volume as we continue higher, I think we could see Bitcoin all the way to $60,000 by the end of the week. At the end of the month, if we see Bitcoin have increasing in volume, break over that $60,000 level, we can easily see this past $65,000. And I think we'll see a lot of volume pop in over those highs, because that's when a lot of traders, newer traders to crypto, are like, oh, Bitcoin's making new highs. I'm going to buy in because it's going to continue to push up. No, that's not what you should do. Unless you're investing, it doesn't really matter because you're holding long term. But for trading, you do not want to buy when it breaks the previous high. You just don't want to be a buyer at the highs. We can still push crazy, crazy high. Now, a few other coins that I actually want to look at in order to catch the move higher once Bitcoin runs and they start moving into the mid caps and low caps cryptos, I'm going to be looking at buying QNT. One of my favorite coins, if not my favorite coin. I think QNT is a 4 to 5 figure coin in the future. It has way less supply than Bitcoin. There's like 7 million less coins than Bitcoin. XRP is also one that I'm watching. We want to watch for the break of the downtrend. XRP is going to replace the SWIFT system that the banks are currently using, and it could absolutely rip to the upside. I'm willing to overlook that all the private investors sold off because they have such a strong project. Right now, all of your tech giants like Verizon, Spectrum, AT&T, they have all the power for the internet. They can shut off anybody's internet if they want to. ICP is trying to change that. They want to have the internet, but it's being decentralized. That's an amazing project, and I absolutely love what they're doing. And I think we could easily see this back up to $600. I mean, if it can move down this fast, it can easily move up this fast. As always, be safe out there. Consider subscribing. It helps with the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Now, if you did find value out of this video, please hit that subscribe button. It's free. You can always change your mind. It helps with the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so I would really appreciate that. I post a lot of good content. You can learn how to trade stocks I'm watching every single week, and you can stay up to date on your cryptocurrencies. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.